Alrighty, Carol Cannon is the founder and president of Carol Cannon Group and Environmental Placements, Inc. She served as a vice president of commercial real estate appraisal at Chase Manhattan Bank of New York prior to becoming a Feng Shui and bau-biologist consultant. Today, she is here to share her journey and enthusiasm about her new affiliation with Celadon Road, an organic green company, and you can learn more online at carolcannongroup.com. So you've agreed to come on and talk about your tumultuous journey.
Thank you, Liz.
Well, wait a second. Welcome, Carol. Okay, I see Chase Manhattan Bank, and then I see Feng Shui consultant and bau-biologist. So I have a feeling that was your first and second incarnation.
Doesn't that go together?
No.
You know, when I used to work at Chase, I actually was a vice president, but in my early days, I used to get caught meditating. We'd be sitting in a class learning things, and the lights would go out, and I'd pull my feet up on the chair, and I'd start meditating. But I was always a little different in that group. But I brought my thoughts, even today, the thoughts that I think about ways I think the world should be evolving into. Back then, I was doing the same thing, so I haven't changed a whole lot.
So this wasn't an incarnation in 2008 when all of the economic unrest started happening and surfacing. You went back a long way.
Oh, no,
right?
that was back in the early 90s.
Okay.
Yeah, long time ago.
When a lot of people were waking up in the early 90s and they were beginning to, Feng Shui and bau-biology I don't think is really even known anymore. So Feng Shui is the Chinese art of placement? Is
yes.
that, what the formal words are?
Right. Well, Feng Shui, it means wind and water, and it's all about how your environment is set up to support you, your life energy, your chi, that inner knowing that we were talking about earlier here. It's that if you're in balance with yourself, it will show in your surroundings, and if you're not, that's where I come in to help people adjust what they've created on the outside so that hopefully it impacts the inside too.
Will the outside affect the inside as well as the inside influence the outside?
Absolutely. However, I think when people are in a space that very often is the inside that influenced their choice of the outside. So I don't like to blame it on the outside. It's just that we choose what we're comfortable, what we're going through, and it's just more of a learning experience to make adjustments there.
So in Feng Shui, you move things around to start moving the energy. And what effect does it have on an individual living in a home or working in a workspace?
It can have all kinds of effects. The very first thing I ever did, I went to a class and I came home and I turned my sofa around. One thing, and it changed my life.
Literally changed my life. That sounds like a good book title.
But I've had people readjust their desks. Someone I know recently, we just turned their office around, and they just were like, "Wow, we never even thought of this." That they were looking the wrong way, and it was really inhibiting where they were going in their life.
You're still practicing as a Feng Shui consultant.
I am, yes.
And then you also became a bau-biologist. Does this have to do with currents?
It does in a way, because at first I was only interested in Feng Shui, but my early teachers said, well, if you're going to do Feng Shui, you should learn about Bau-biology. The first thing was to learn how to say it, B-A-U, biology, but it's a German science about how our environment affects human health. And so it's a natural with Feng Shui. I'm really fortunate to be able to be invited into people's homes and offices to help them with one thing that they think is going on when many times it's the environment itself.
I've seen you walk around with a meter.
Yes.
So you check the EMF fields in people's homes?
Absolutely. In fact, just last night I was with some clients, and we literally moved their father's bed away from a really, not only one electric panel, but two of them, one for the generator and one for the garage. And he was suffering, and he couldn't sleep, and everybody was tired in the house, and no one quite understood why. So that was one easy fix.
How about 3 important tips from a bau-biologist on what we can do inside our environments where we're living and working to reduce the EMF fields or protect ourselves from, from the influence of that for our health?
Well, the most important part is our bedroom. That's, at nighttime we go to sleep, and the reason we go to sleep is to recover from the day because we're out there with all these things and electromagnetic fields everywhere. But at nighttime, ideally, you're using organic sheets and comforters. We're not using synthetics because our body needs to breathe, and the organic will breathe much better than a synthetic. Keeping electric fields away from your bed. So even if you have an electric bed, work it out so it can be unplugged at night, and keep that electric alarm clock away from your bed. And a big thing is people go to sleep with their cell phones right next to their bed, and that's radiating and pulsing all night long. It's just a disaster.
Carol Cannon is joining us today on Stirling Spin Radio, and you can learn more online at carolcannongroup.com. That's just as it sounds, CarolCannon group.com. Okay, so you went from being a vice president at Chase in real estate appraisals, becoming a bau-biologist and Feng Shui consultant. And when the world started changing in 2008, 2009, you found that people weren't so excited about in making an investment for Feng Shui consultants because people were investing in food and putting gas in their car.
Right.
So you really went through a change. What happened? You got caught in the undercurrent, and can you describe a little bit what your experience was like?
Well, I remember when Lisa, when she mentioned the waves, that was exactly how it felt to me. In fact, I was talking with someone one day, and we said it's like I'm riding on the crest of a tsunami, trying to stay above all this turmoil that's going on. And bau-biology, I always feel everyone needs to know about that. Feng Shui is more of a, it's an excess income. It's more of a luxury. Not everyone understands the true value of it. And I was living in Pennsylvania at the time, and it's a very different climate up there, I guess, particularly in the rural area that I was living. And so it was a little funny for me to be trying to promote Feng Shui when, like you said, people were trying to just eat every day. So I made the decision at that time to come back to Florida, and I always do believe that my inner self, my guidance leads me to where I'm supposed to be at the right time. And after being here and really not having a bad year the first year, but in the spring this past year I forgot about summers in Florida and everybody leaves and all of a sudden everything just crashed, and I thought, what am I going to do? And one day I got an email, a newsletter from a newsletter called Purely Speaking, and I thought, what is this? I don't remember signing up for it. And I started researching it and looking up the company, and the company was actually Celadon Road. And I
like the name. It has a nice feeling. And you're wearing Celadon green today. I should note for our listeners, I'm sure they can see with their intuition and their third eyes. Yes. So close your eyes and you'll see it.
You'll see it. Yeah.
Celadon Road. And this is by happenstance, by chance, you've got an email. Isn't that how it happens when you feel so lost?
Always.
All of a sudden you get directed, or the winds of inspiration, they start, and there's a moment in our lives where we can look back, I'm sure. We can all feel that we were cared for, guided, provided, protected, shown the way. So, I see your eyes are tearing as I'm saying that, because I get that from you. You were literally delivered to something that you really resonate with. So tell us a little about Celadon Road.
Well, and it seems that that's the way I get delivered to everything in my life. I didn't go looking; it comes and finds me. But when I
know you're not alone.
Yeah, I know. I think everyone needs to trust that inner being, that inner knowing that comes and grabs you. But what happened with Celadon Road is I looked at it, I looked it up, and I found that it was founded by two sisters up in Massachusetts, and I started calling them, contacting them, researching, looking up everything I could about them, about the company, and I was like, oh my gosh. It is a direct, like a party sale, so it involves going to people's homes, but it also involves fundraisers and doing wonderful things. But what I found is that the products were everything as a bau-biologist that I believed in. They were organic, they were sustainable, they're fair trade, and the company itself, too. So I was in love, and I could hardly believe that this was happening.
So I'm going to share with our listeners that when we arranged for you to come on the show, you also had some of these products from Celadon Road delivered to me. And one of them is called an all-room cleanser. And I look at it, and I open it up, and it's like this powder stuff. And I smell it. It actually smells nice. I'm like, oh, all-room cleanser. Okay. And I read it, and it says you take a little water, you make it into a paste, and it's an abrasive. I'm like, oh, instead of that soft scrub stuff or Comet stuff, which I don't really like. Well, anyway, I spent Sunday, the whole day, in the bathrooms cleaning with this product. First of all, it smelled nice, but I loved what it was doing. And you know, I just have to say thank you. No, thank you. Because thank you, I'm glad I've got it. No, thank you. I don't want to spend my Sundays cleaning the bathroom, which I did, but it was fun and it was great. And I love the products. They're clean. You know, when you take something and you put it on your body and you smell it and it feels clean and fresh, and then you know it's organic and it's coming from love, it really, really influences and affects how you respond to it. So I responded very well. Thank you.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. I'm sorry to hear you were in the bathroom cleaning all day, but it is the funniest thing because, you know, so many of us know that so many of us don't even like to clean, but I find myself and my customers, we're like running around talking about how much fun it is now that we have these great products. So it really does change your outlook, and knowing that you're doing something good for the planet and for yourself and your family is just a really great thing, and pets too. So it's a great product line.
Great. So Celadon Road, how do people find out more? Do you have these parties? Is that how you're representing it, as like a party product?
It is. It is. It's a party product, but you can also go online to my Celadon Road site. You can actually go there. It's www.myceladon, Celadon road.com/Carol Cannon. And if you go there, you can order it direct or contact me, and I can arrange to help you with that.
What does it feel like now to not be caught in the undercurrent and to really feel as if you're seeing the light of day? What's the, give it to us so that we can feel it through you.
I think it's absolutely freeing. It just feels like freedom to go with the flow and not try to make everything stay the way it was. There's so many wonderful things out there, and if we get on the bus and we go along with it, I think it's going to be a wonderful change for everyone.
Thank you so much, Carol Cannon.
Thank you,
Learn
Liz.
more online. You can go easycarolcannongroup.com. She found her way to Celadon Road. I'm so happy for you. You're listening to Stirling Spin Radio. This is Liz Stirling.